Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Brittany. If you don't know, I read books, I review books, and I recommend books. I want to first start off by saying thank you to everyone who has either liked my videos, commented, shared it with someone, and like just subscribed because I remember not too long ago I was at 100 subscribers and now I'm at 230-ish. So thank you all for your support in this year. It's almost at the end. I'm recording this on December 28th. Um, and so I just wanted to say thank you all. And I'm here with my final book review of 2023. I'm here with my shiny mic. So you should be hearing me as crisp as ever. I got this from my boyfriend for Christmas. Thank you, boo. So yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so the book I'm going to be reviewing is called A Woman Is No Man by Etaf Rum. Um, Etaf, I hope I'm saying that right. Um, I'm just gonna say it. This book was engaging and captivating, but it also pissed me off. Like I remember like texting my best friend like I wouldn't even recommend this book to you, not because it's like not because it's bad, but it's just infuriating to read this book. And like, I'll get into why um, in a short second. So, A Woman Is No Man, like I said, it's by Etaf Rum. This is her picture. Hopefully, it focuses. If not, you can Google her. But she is a Palestinian American woman who grew up in Brooklyn. And so she kind of has like a lot of knowledge on the content of this book, which was good because it's really annoying when people try to like incorporate things from a culture like they don't really know. So that was good. So this story centers around, I'm going to be looking down because, of course, my notes. This book starts off by talking about a woman, or a girl actually, called Isra. And she's 17, she's living in Palestine, and she's just a girl. That's funny. If you're on TikTok, you know why that's funny. She's just a girl, right? And she likes, like, exploring. She loves reading. She is not thinking about being married, okay? But if you're familiar with like Arab and like Muslim culture, religion, you know that the goal is for like women to be married off like pretty early. Like 17 is like a good age, but like some people have been married like even before that. So she's this Palestinian girl. She's like, trying to just be a girl, live life. And her mother and her parents essentially are like, okay, like we're gonna start getting these suitors to come see you and talk to you and all that good stuff. And she's like, reluctantly, like, okay, like, that's just the system that she grew up in and what she knows. So long story short, she ends up being married off to this guy, Adam, from Brooklyn, New York. So I'll get into the things that I liked, but that was one of the things that I liked, of like knowing like, okay, the setting is gonna be in Brooklyn, which is like kind of familiar to me. But anyway, she ends up being married off to this guy, Adam. So in the time before they get married, it's like they have to like sit together and like get to know each other. Mind you, it's like 2 weeks. So how much can you actually know somebody in 2 weeks? But in that short time, like Adam seems like more Americanized than the other people that she's had to sit with, and so he seems to like he seems to be interested in her and like wants to hear her point of view, which I guess is like heartwarming and like encouraging and hope giving if the people that you've met have just been like, like more bland and not really interested in getting to know you. So Isra thinks that she is going to come to America, have a better life for sure. And secondly, like find love. Like how she has hope that like, okay, this person seems a little bit different. So because in Palestine where they're living, they're not like the richest people and they're not like that well off, but they do have like a house and like some land. So she is going off of the prospects that she will have a better life. And I'm just gonna let you know she was wrong. Okay, let's just clear up the confusion. She was wrong. So the story also then goes back and forth between Isra's. So, long story short, Isra comes to America, doesn't have the life that she thinks she's going to have. She has four girl children. And then the oldest, Dea, um, she is also telling her story. But so the chapters are going like Isra, Dea, Isra, Dea, Isra, Dea, and then they're also talking. There's a couple chapters with Farida, who is Isra's mother-in-law, who, oh my god, when I tell you, she upset my spirit, she upset my soul, she upset my being. I'm gonna talk about it. Okay, so then the book is also talking about like her eldest daughter Dia, giving her perspective, and she's also like a hopeful, like wants to like create her own path in life, and like is on the verge of being married off like as soon as she's done with high school. She's interested in books just like her mother, and to tell you stuff but not give away too much, something happened to her parents. And so the majority of the book is her going on this quest to, like, first of all, prevent herself from living out the same exact life her mother lived, which was like being married off early, moving away from her family, thinking she's going to be well off and better off, and then ending up in an unhappy, unfulfilling life. Um, so her quest is like to first stop herself from going down that path, and then also like figuring out like what happened to her parents, because she thinks that the story that they told her, her grandmother told her, Farida, can't stand Farida, um, is not. She doesn't think it's true, right? So let me just get into it because y'all know I don't like Farida already. Okay, let me talk about my likes. So the first thing I liked is that the book is told from multiple perspectives. I am How long have I been talking about books with multiple perspectives? All year, right? So it's told from Isra's perspective, it's told from Dea's perspective, and it's told from Farida's perspective, which I love. Um, the book had varying like chapter lengths. Like some pages were like, I mean, some chapters were a good like 10 flips through, and then some were like two. So that's good. It helps you like build momentum and traction to like get through it. Like I said earlier, number three, I really loved the familiarity. That is such a hard word to say. um of like the story being in Brooklyn. Granted, it's like Bay Ridge, but and I'm not like, I've never lived in Bay Ridge or like hung out over there, but like I've been there enough times to like and I've been in Brooklyn long enough to like understand like what the area looks like. So that's always nice when you can like read a book and have some familiarity of the setting. Um Farida is the grandmother that I don't like. She had three boys and one girl. So the girl's name was Sarah. I really, really, really loved like Sarah and Daya's like dynamic and relationship and their overall courage. I feel like a book that's talking about like hope and courage and just like grit and determination and fighting through to like create your own path and like pave your own way in life is always like chef's kiss. I also like that I learned a lot about like the value of like a Palestinian man in like a household versus like the value of a Palestinian woman in a household. And I'm only saying Palestinian just because like that's what the book was centered around, but I'm sure it's like across different cultures. I'm pretty sure. Um, and so I really liked like learning about like, wow, this is what's actually happening. And it also made me think like, so this book was it's obviously like fiction but with realism all throughout it. So I was just thinking like, is this stuff like still happening today? I feel like I want to say like, if it is, like, let me know, but like I'm pretty sure nobody's gonna like be like, yeah, I'm a Palestinian woman living in Brooklyn, and like nobody's gonna say that because obviously it's like a lot of like shameful, oppressive things going on. But if you're a brave soul and you want to like share, you definitely can. Dislikes. Let me get into it, right? Without giving too much away. So, like I said, Isra was taken from Palestine to move to Brooklyn to be married off at a young age, right? Isra's mother, her mother and her father, she left them in Palestine. Her father abused her mother, and Isra was like aware of that, right? Her father also like put these like unfair pressures and expectations on Isra. Meanwhile, her brothers was able to just like roam free and do whatever they want, right? Isra comes to Brooklyn. She has to live with her mother-in-law and her father-in-law, Farida, and I forgot the father-in-law's name, right? She has to live with them. The father-in-law also abused the mother-in-law, Farida. Farida has, like I said, three sons and one daughter. Farida is also putting these unfair expectations on her daughter, Sarah, like, okay, you're getting to this age, I'm gonna have to marry you off soon. Meanwhile, her sons can do like whatever they feel, with the exception of one. Um, the eldest, who is Isra's husband. So he has a lot of pressure on his plate and whatever. But like, let me tell you something. Isra starts being abused by her husband, which is Adam, which is Farida's oldest son. And Farida knows this. She knows that this is going on in her own household. She knows that this is what is probably going on in other households. She knows that this is what she had to endure early on in her marriage. Luckily for her, she was able to like kind of like stand up to her husband, and then like it ended at some point. But instead of being like, you know what? We brought this young girl, mind you, they brought her over when she was 17. We brought over this young girl from Palestine, and we really don't, we want her to, like, be a part of the family. She is a part of the family. We want her to, have these sons, and we want her to learn how to take care of the house, and eventually she can take over and this and that. So you want her to do all these things, and you know that she's being abused, and you know what Farida is saying? Guess. No, no, no. Guess. She pissed me off so much. She's like, oh, well, don't come upstairs with your face all bruised up because people should not know about your shame. Oh, when Adam beats you, cover it up before you come out here. And why are you looking so down and mopey and sad? Like, what did you expect? Love? And like, this is how it's always been for women in our community. And I'm just like, oh, I just feel like adults or older adults that continue to perpetuate trauma and like wrongdoing piss me off. It pisses me off. Same thing like I talked about in How to Say Babylon, when the father's mother was like wanted to kick him out, and then the father came back and was like, oh, I'm gonna kick my daughter out. It's like, wait, did you forget? Like, did you forget that you had to go through all this and how horrible it made you feel? Like, you just like magically like Men in Black brain the thing that they point at you, and then all of a sudden your brain is wiped. Like, I hate that. So Farida really upset me the whole time, because she just had this like negative like perpetuation of just like, oh well, that's how it's always been in our community, and the woman's place is this, and you can't expect this, and blah blah blah. And it's like, no, I can, because first of all, y'all left Palestine, right? For some reason. I'm not gonna like, I know the reason, but I'm not gonna tell y'all. Y'all left and you wanted to come here for a better life. And instead of doing things differently, nobody's saying give up your culture. Nobody's saying give up your religion. But you can give up certain things that are so negative and like are literally sucking the life out of someone right in front of your eyes. Like she just upset me. And I feel like she didn't redeem herself enough by the end of the book. So by the end of the book, I was just like, okay, whatever. Like, she was just annoying the whole time. Um, I also like feel like I didn't hear enough about Adam's point of view, which was Ishra's husband and like the eldest son. He like this his story wasn't really told, and I wish I heard of that, but I feel like the author probably like made it just strictly women um, speakers for a reason. And then I just feel like the one thing that I loved the most was that I couldn't predict the book. So very early on, like when they told us like something had happened to Isra and Adam, Dia's parents, I was like, oh, I know what happened, like blah, and I like said my own opinion of it. And then by the time I got to like halfway or like three-fourths of the book and they actually like revealed what happened, I was like gagged on the train. Like I was literally like, there's no way. There's no way. And very rarely do books do that to me. Rootless did that to me. And possibly like Kite Runner and A Thousand Splendid Suns. But I'm usually like good on like predicting like what's gonna happen. And so the fact that I was like completely like bamboozled and surprised was amazing. So overall, the book was actually so good. Like I mean, I would recommend it, but like I'm just gonna let you know, like you're gonna be upset for the most part, and you're gonna be annoyed at Farida, and you're gonna be like, oh my god, like let's do something because you want Isra to be okay because you like are introduced to her like right at the beginning, and she's like the first person that you like learn about. So I definitely like this book. This book right here, 5 stars. But read it only if you are okay with being extremely frustrated and annoyed. But it's good. I recommend it. And that's it for my book. I really don't want to give you any spoilers because no one gave me any spoilers. I was genuinely and completely shocked, and I want the same for you. Um, And that's it for my book. And that's it for my last book review of the year. Like I said at the beginning, thank you guys so much for your support. I am going to keep putting out videos, hopefully more consistently in 2024. I want to get to like 500 subscribers this year. At the beginning of this year, I was like, I want to get to 1,000 subscribers, and it's just like, girl, please. But 500 is a reasonable number considering where I am right now. So the one thing I ask is that if you know someone that loves books and wants to like get more into reading or talk more about the books that they are reading, please share my video with them. Encourage them to subscribe and like and comment and just build a nice little community going. I think at this point, the people that are here genuinely want to be here. And it's not like me being like fighting and asking my friends like, hey, can you like this? Whatever. Anyway, I hope that you guys have more reading on your resolutions for 2024. It doesn't have to be fiction and like fantasies and sci-fi and love stories. Like there are really good like nonfiction books out there. And you can let me know if you want some recommendations in the comments. I would be more than happy to share. But that's it for me. I want to wish you guys a happy, happy, happy new year. And I will see you in 2024 for more reviews. Bye.